What is up today, guys? Today, you're just going to be hearing my voice and you're going to be seeing me model a room. And I put a question out on YouTube, Facebook, Patreon, and all that good stuff, asking if you guys simply just had any questions for me. Because I'm working on a bit of a bigger project right now, and just to keep some content going, I figured maybe I can just kind of sit here and ramble and answer a few questions for you guys. So, we've got a few questions we're going to go over, and you're going to see me modeling a room, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not going to be a very detailed room, just like a floor, some walls, a ceiling, stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much where we are at. We're going to go and start off with the one Patreon question we had. This is coming from Johnny. So Johnny says, yeah, I have a question. Oh, sorry to make you sound so aggressive, Johnny. Johnny says, yeah, I have a question. What are you working on? And would you like help on your stuff someday? How do you come up with ideas? Well, thank you very much for your question and support, Johnny. Let me answer this for you. So what am I working on? I'm going to be making like a little T1 animation fight battle thing. And, I'm hoping for, gosh, I don't know, maybe like 3 minutes worth of animation, but that could end up taking a while. So that's what I'm working on, and my T1, like, I don't know yet if I want him to be by himself and he's just going to change colors and, have different powers with the different colors. Kind of like, think of like Ben 10 or something like that. Maybe I'll do that. Or, I don't know if I'm going to have all 10 of them in the room together. So, that's still up for debate, but that's pretty much what I'm working on. Just a big fight scene. I think it'd be fun. Moving on with your question, and would you like help on your stuff someday? Well, yes, actually, and the way that you guys can all help me is through feedback. So, like, what I'll be doing whenever I get a chance to work on this animation, I will be posting like play blasts and stuff like that to Patreon, so you guys can give me some feedback on it and have a little bit of an insight as to where I'm at in the process and stuff like that. And your last question, how do you come up with ideas? Now, coming up with ideas, I really don't know, honestly. In terms of animations, I like superheroes and monsters and creatures and dinosaurs. So that's where a lot of my stuff seems to get inspiration from. So, like, superheroes. I made a friggin' model who I have rigged to be able to have like 10 different powers. And my T2 T-Rex thing, I friggin' love dinosaurs. But in terms of everything else, like painting with pencils and hot glue art and stuff like that, that's kind of just how I've always been. What I try to do is I try to look at something and try to make art with anything, really. Because I believe, if it exists, you can probably make art with it. That's what I'm saying. Art with anything. I actually have a shirt. Slight plug there. There you go. Boom. But thank you, Johnny, for your question, your comment, your 3 questions, actually, and all of your Patreon support. Greatly appreciated. Alrighty, so now we're going to move on to the YouTube questions. And this one comes from, I hope I pronounce it right, Zumakia. Yep, there is that. And he writes, I've got 2 questions. 1, at any point in time in your life have you ever been a pig? And 2, did you indeed do it? So I personally know Zumakia. This is a bit of an inside joke thing. So let me give you guys the cliff notes of this inside joke. In 6th grade, I was in some sort of like life skills class, and I had to write an essay on literally anything. And it was the first week of school. They were like, just write a paragraph. So what I did was, I don't know what the frick I was thinking, but I started out my essay with the phrase, once upon a time, I was a pig. I did it. And then I went on to talk about like Ethan Green Allen and write like a paragraph about a history report I did in 5th grade. So that is, that's where I'm at with that. So thank you, Zumakia, for your comment, your questions, and forcing me to tell an inside joke story. Thank you so friggin' much. Alrighty. Moving on to our next comment question. yeah, comment, question thing. It is again from Johnny, but this time on YouTube. Thank you so much again for your support, Johnny. Um, Question: do you need help on this project? Support it, encouragement? I'm here for you, bro. Thank you very much for your support and your encouragement, Johnny. So, along with the question you had on Patreon, yes, I will be asking for your guys' help in terms of feedback and play blasts and stuff like that. But yeah, I really don't know how long I'm going to be working on this. It's just, whenever I get time. And there's going to be other videos in between working on this and, stuff like that. There's going to be more content. It's just not going to be continuously working on this. It would be fun, but, I got to keep the channel alive somehow, right? So yeah, thank you very much for your comment and question, Johnny, and all of your support. Moving on to our last commenter, our last questioner, our last person. This comes from DZ97. DZ97. Alrighty, what do you have for us, DZ? 2 questions that I have for you. 1, would you say Full Sail is worth it for the degree that you're doing right now? Asking because I recently applied and got in for computer animation. And 2, what's your suggestion for anyone trying to do the same thing you're trying to do right now? Thank you so much for your comment and question, DZ97. Let's talk about it. So let's start with your first one. Would you say Full Sail is worth it for the degree that you're doing right now? I absolutely would. My overall experience at Full Sail was extremely positive. My only problem classes, not like grade wise, but problem with how they were taught and went about stuff like that, were the compositing classes. I feel like those weren't extremely well in terms of getting information to the student, but my overall experience is like, I would give it a 95% positive, certified fresh, if you want to put it in terms of like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that. But yeah, I would say it's very much worth it. In 26 months, I went from knowing absolutely nothing about 3D animation to being able to feel confident enough to take on a task like I'm doing right now, where I'm going to be doing like a 2 or 3 minute fight scene. But not even just in terms of animation alone. I've also modeled and rigged characters and objects. I've learned how to render. Compositing, like I said, was a bit iffy. My experience wasn't great in that. But overall, I would say it's very much worth it. And like, I'm not going to give you guys straight up numbers or anything, but I didn't leave with that much student loans. So it's very much worth it. Unfortunately, the pandemic hit, and that kind of put a big old damper on plans. Since I've graduated, I have talked with studios, and they're just more independent places really because of where I'm at currently. But they said that they're not getting a bunch of like 3D work because places that would normally hire them for 3D work have since moved to 2D stuff because 2D is cheaper and faster to produce. Like, obviously it's not easy, but it's cheaper to produce than 3D animation. So they've been getting some 2D work, not a ton, but they really haven't been getting much to any 3D work. Now, that's not for all places, it's just for the places I've talked to. So I'm going to say the degree is worth it. I've learned an awful lot. I didn't even know what Maya was before I went to Full Sail. I mean, granted, I could have just done some research. However, I think it's very much worth it, and I'm very happy that you applied because I think you're absolutely just going to love the program. So, very much worth it. Now, on to your second question. What is your suggestion for anyone trying to do the same thing you're trying to do right now? Honestly, right now, I'm just trying to get on at a studio, and in the meantime, I am continually working on animations, projects, just art in general. Just keep putting stuff out there. Never stop making art. And if you get burnt out on animation for a little bit, like sometimes I do, I'll just start doing a random project. I'll do a little drawing. I'll do a little doodle here and there. I'll take a day off or something like that. I'll go do the dishes for Pete's sakes. So never stop making art. That's what it really comes down to. That's my best suggestion. because if you keep putting stuff out there, someone's gonna find you, or you just keep trying with studios, keep trying with everything, and you'll find someone, and it'll be a perfect match. So that is pretty much what I would suggest. Just never stop making art, and things will work out. So yeah, that's what I got for you. So anyway, guys, those are all of the comments and questions from YouTube and Patreon. Keep in mind that if you would like to give feedback on anything that I will be posting in terms of this animation, this project, that can be found on Patreon once I officially get started in the actual animation process. One more note about Patreon, you'll see here in a few minutes our Patreon supporter Johnny. He will have his name in the end credits of each and every video, and that is because he is a Patreon supporter. So huge thank you to Johnny. So anyway, guys, that is it for this one. This was a fun video, actually. I like answering your guys' questions while you see me do some work. If you guys have any topic suggestions or additional comments or questions, leave them down, obviously, in the comments. And if I end up doing this again, we'll go ahead and talk about all those while you see me either animate or model something or, whatever we're doing. But we're going to keep trucking away on this animation and see how long it takes. Hopefully not all too long. I'd like to get it done relatively soon, but, what is relative in terms of time it takes to animate, we'll figure that out. But that's it for this one, guys. So if you would please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. See you guys later.